Right guys, so here I am. I've got a very special treat for you today. This is a beautiful Iron Hand army, and I'm with Jamie. Jamie, say hello.
Alright.
And this is his beautiful army, and I've got to say this is a real candy for the eye. So Jamie, lead us through it. What have you got here?
Okay, so this is my first tactical squad I did. It's the Maximus armour from Forge World. I armed them with a melter gun and a missile launcher. The sergeant's got a power fist and a combi flamer. It's all Forge World stuff. There's some mechanical arms in there as well. So this guy's got one there to get some extra saves in, which is quite cool. It's the first one I did. I actually watched a load of Brian's videos on reposing stuff, so I quite like this dude with his kind of bolt gun.
Very cool. I like his leg as well. It's quite nice angle.
Yeah, that was just a case of kind of heating it up and squashing it down. So I was just playing around with a few things and using that whole getting into the Iron Hands fluff a little bit. You know, they kind of favour machine over flesh. So this guy's bolt pistols actually replaced his hand.
Oh wow!
Little things like that. So I was just playing around with that.
Oh, this is really lovely. It's one of these armies where you just notice little things in it, and then you go, oh, "That's really cool. I like that."
I spent a lot of time getting a bit freaked out about all the stuff that they were doing. I really got into the Iron Hands, so I tried to kind of use some of the images from the Heresy books, use some stuff I found online. So all the eyes are green rather than red.
Yeah,
I think it stands out from the black armour really nice.
Nicely done, nicely done. So in the back you've got a.
That's again the Forge World Rhino conversion. Is it the Mark-on Rhino? Or
I think so. Yeah,
I can't remember its actual name, but that was that piece. I wanted the whole army to be Forge World because I felt like it represented the Heresy the best. So yeah, that was one of the kind of first tanks I've built like this, and added a load of battle damage to. Used the weathering powders on, just kind of found my own way with it a little bit of freehand on the top to show it's the tactical squad.
That's very nice.
Really enjoyed that. Painting those bottles took me back to when I was about 12, when I got the original plastic marine set. It's kind of fun. So yeah, these guys are going to sit in that for now.
That's brilliant. And then we've got your Contemptor.
Yeah, so that's the Mortis pattern, I think, isn't it, with the Typhoon missile launcher. So Will convinced me that's what I needed, and having had a little play with it, he was absolutely right. This I've kind of allowed it to be fully posed. I've done a few Contemptors now for my Space Wolf army. I think, as we all do, they're amazing models and you can have a lot of fun, and I wanted this guy to look like he was kind of stalking through and just laying fire down everywhere, and the arms are all magnetised, so I can take those off and change it if I want to, but with the amount of shots you get, I don't think I'll be changing it. No,
it is a lovely model, and I've got to say it's really well painted yet again. It's just beautiful. So quickly, what made you leave the top covers up on it?
So I kind of, when I was building it, I battled with myself a little bit with this one, because again, it's supposed to be pre-Heresy, yet the Contemptor I've used is the one with all the kind of fancy detailing on, and I didn't want to lose any of it. But I remember kind of back when I was a kid, and these kind of missile launchers, you see a lot more of the missiles in them, and it feels a bit more kind of, you know, they're kind of developing this stuff.
Yeah.
And I put the cowling on, and I just felt it didn't really sit with the model. I actually thought it looked a little bit cooler with them off the top, and because the armour on the Iron Hands is all black, it kind of allowed me to put a bit more detail in. So I just left them off and thought it looked pretty cool.
I like it. I think it looks really lovely. Okay, and then this beast.
Yeah, so the Land Raider, love it. I wanted something for my command squad to sit in and travel around in. When Forge World released this model, I already had the previous one for my Space Wolves and just thought it was a really cool model. Got to say, that one was much more of a pain in the arse to put together than the Space Wolf one.
I know, I've done two so far, and it is a bit of a pain.
The tracks on my Space Wolf one went together perfectly, and this one they just really didn't. But again, Brian and Aaron convinced me I should buy an airbrush, so getting all this done was really good fun, learning how to airbrush. And I've just kind of, some of the images, I think the front cover of Fulgrim has got Iron Hands on it as they're about to go into battle with the word bearers, and all the stuff on it. They use a lot of copper colours and a lot of metallics on their armour, and I thought that just suited it really well. So I don't know, just on the sides here, just picking these details out.
Yeah,
I thought it looked pretty cool, and it gave it a bit more of a kind of a look like it would have a command squad in rather than just being a standard Land Raider.
That's very cool. Is that freehand on the side, the logo?
I'd like to say it is, but that's not a transfer that I've just made look freehand. Yeah.
That is very, very nice.
Just put a little wash over it at the end, and it just flattens it back.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, so we're going to move on to this squad.
It's my other tactical squad. Same kind of setup really. Missile launcher, melter gun, power axe this time, a power weapon with a combi flamer. I've used the kind of I can't think of the right word for it, but the kind of head from the Forge World stuff that just felt like it was a bit of an Iron Hands head with lots of biometrics and all kinds of stuff.
Now that's the Heresy armour, isn't it?
That is the Heresy armour, yeah. Fun to paint.
Yeah.
Again, I think some of the imagery, so on Fulgrim front cover, the Iron Hands are in Heresy armour, so it's kind of nice to try and do that. And just little things like holding a melt bomb.
Yeah.
Bits like that were quite fun.
That's the way to do it.
A couple of different, not servo arms, I can't think what they're called in a minute.
Bionic arms?
Bionic arms, yeah. So bionics, and each squad has got somebody with a bionic in there as well.
That is
so in this
absolutely
case
brilliant.
here is the sergeant, so he's getting his extra saves, which is pretty cool.
No, that is absolutely lovely. And now we're going to move over to, this is going to be, for me, this is the garnish of your army. As we move along to it, this is lovely. So what's this?
So this is my command squad, and being Iron Hands, they get the option of taking, special characters get the option of taking kind of multiple servo arms and things like this. And Iron Hands, again, from the fluff I read, they're really into kind of, they're almost all, with the Adeptus Mechanicus, they're really close to Mars and they really believe in the same things. So just kind of going through the back, I've got my apothecary. Instead of having his Narcetium, is that how you pronounce it, on his arm, I've actually just put it on the back.
Oh, nice.
It feels like, you know, he'd use it as from a servo perspective.
Yeah.
And he's got bionics as well.
Yeah.
Gave him a plasma pistol and a power weapon. I wanted these to be an older armour, so I think it's that Mark III, the majority of it, I think.
It's iron armour. It's either Crusade armour or an iron armour, I'm not too sure.
And I just felt that suited the command squad better.
Yeah.
The Assault Marine from Games Day a while back, which I just got off eBay because I just thought he looked really cool.
He does look the nuts. A nice metalwork on the shield as well.
Thank you. Lots of washes.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to kind of, I didn't give him it because I felt he's got his saves anyway and what have you. I wanted these guys to be a real kind of attack, like hand-to-hand combat squad.
Yeah.
So they've all, well, 3 of them have got additional servo arms. This guy's got bionics as well, so he's got heavy bionics. He's got 2, so his leg and his arm are both bionics. He's got a combi weapon as well.
Wow.
This guy has got a power axe, which Aaron kindly donated from his Blood Angels. He's got bionics as well, and then he's got the servo arm, so you get the extra attack.
And I like the fact that this one here has got a melter bomb.
Yeah, so this was the Tech Marine. I just thought, again, the Tech Marine, it makes sense that would be a good model to use for a company champion, you know. They tend to feel like they're almost an army of Tech Marines, really.
Yeah.
And he comes with 4 arms, but I've just given him 2 so I can use them. He's got the melter bomb on there.
Yeah.
He's got lots of little details and stuff on the back, so servo skulls kind of clamped in place and all kinds of stuff like that. That was a fun model to do, and he's got the power axe and bolter.
That was very cool. And then of course, let's look at the cherry on the top of the cake. And who's this then?
So this is Gabriel Santar. Brian knows how much I deliberated over what to build for this guy because I was hassling him all the time.
I've got to say, you did get a few emails and messages about this one.
So Santar, from what I looked at, he had power claws in the images in the book. He's got power claws, and I think in Fulgrim it talks about him with his power claws. And I looked in the Heresy book, and he was in Terminator armor. He had the kind of bulldog helmet on though. And I know we talked a lot about should I do him as cataphract or should I not. In the end, I just thought I'm going to go for a full-on conversion with him and try and add a bit of height to him. So if I talk you through what I did, I green stuffed his feet up a bit and gave him some kind of just plasticard chunky bits to his boots. I wanted to give him a bit more weight on the bottom. Moving up, I used a normal Terminator Assault Marine body. I then cut the top, the kind of neck piece off a Grey Knight Terminator and put that on. I thickened him up with a load of green stuff and then used some of the Forge World Iron Hands bits to just stick on the front to give him a bit of detail on the front. I took a Grey Knight head with a lot of kind of bio eyes and extra pieces on because I felt like that made sense. And then using these targeting things again, it kind of all makes sense with the Iron Hands. I then used the top piece of the Contemptor, cut it in half and glued it together to give him a bit of extra height through his body armour, and kind of stuck a couple of bits of round piping in there just to make out they were like kind of readers or scanners or something.
Yeah.
Iron Halo, I think I cut off the top of the Terminator from the current 40k box set, which I forget its name is.
Yep.
Then Brian kindly donated this servo arm, which is here.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah.
So that sticks in the back, which is on a, I forget where that came from. It's on, actually that was one of the Servitor backpacks that came with this guy, because he had like 4 of them. So that's stuck on there. So that moves around. I'll come back to that in a minute. The Iron Halo comes out as well because it represents one of his wounds, as does the servo. So the servo will come out. So once they're both gone, he's basically down to his last wound, I think. I think he's got 3.
That is a great way of keeping track of your wounds. That's really clever.
Save chasing them around with the dice, which you forget and roll somewhere else anyway. And then I kind of, the whole army for me, I wanted to paint it and base it on the Istvan, the battle when they become betrayed. So I've kind of used a dark, muddy look to it, and a lot of the helmets and bits and bobs you see are Wordbearer painted up purple. So this guy's ripped the arm off, and we've got some bones and bits sticking out there, and a helmet's there that's just been destroyed, and a couple of others. And I felt like, even though we're not there yet, we are going to get there someday. So.
But no, it's the purple. I always thought the purple is not 1,000 Suns. It's Emperor's Children.
Is it Emperor's Children?
Yeah.
Right,
Emperor's Children.
Children.
But that's perfect, because your guy and the Emperor's Children guy.
Yeah, I'm getting it wrong. You're right.
Yeah,
it's Emperor's
the
Children.
2 Primarchs have a massive
Wordbearers.
scrap, don't they?
My apologies. Yes, you're right. So that's it. It's kind of based on the Fulgrim stuff and that front cover. So yeah, that's why they're all purple. And I hate purple as a colour. It's been a real pain to do.
Well, also you're going to really hate playing the guys as well. So there's a lovely hatred between a lot of you.
There is.
Oh, that's brilliant. Well, I've got to say, it's a really impressive army. I mean, you have to see this close up to appreciate all the detail that's there, and actually see it firsthand. It's a beautiful, beautiful army, and I've got to say it's one of my favourites that have been brought to this table so far. So I'm going to take you some quick photographs of it. You'll see this at the end of the video, but this is goodbye from me, and goodbye from Jamie.
See you later.
And I've got to say, well done, guy. Fantastic army. See you soon, guys.